Good afternoon. My name is Dan O'Shea, the Chief of Police here at Rockford Police Department. Here to talk about the apprehension of two escaped convicts from the state of Wisconsin. Yesterday, 37-year-old James Newman and 46-year-old Thomas Deering escaped from the Columbia Correctional Facility in Portage, Wisconsin, and they subsequently made their way south into Illinois. Many agencies have been working in concert trying to apprehend these two individuals. The Columbia County Sheriff's Department manned a command post along with the Portage Police Department, the FBI, the U.S. Marshals, DCI, and worked in concert with the Illinois State Police and all of our local agencies here in northern Illinois, including Rockford PD. This morning at approximately 8:30 a.m., Rockford Police Department received a call from Miss Carley's on 5th Avenue in Rockford. It's a non-for-profit, and the individual stated that she believed the two escaped inmates from Wisconsin were there at Miss Carley's place attempting to get some food. Rockford officers responded to Miss Carley's place, subsequently identified the two individuals, and took them into custody. One of the individuals is still insisting he's not who he is, and they will both be detained in the Winnebago County Jail until the Department of Corrections or the Columbia County Sheriffs from Wisconsin come down and interview them. We don't have any information on the escape beyond what Columbia County has provided to the media up there. Any questions about the escape itself or the prisoners or any statements they make would have to come from either DCI or Columbia County up in Wisconsin. We just work in concert with all of our partners, and we're just extremely happy that two extremely violent individuals were apprehended. Cannot thank the public enough, again, for stepping up and helping out. We all solve our own problems in our own cities, and them reaching out this morning to notify us of potential suspects being there, we really appreciate that. With that, I will take any questions I can possibly answer.
Chief, this morning when you got that information, knowing that these individuals were escapees, had committed violent crimes, and were potentially desperate, how did you approach that situation? Did you have your special weapons team respond with your officers? How did you approach it?
The officers, we did not activate SWAT. SWAT would take, approximately an hour to get to any situation. The officers are advised, and we feel very comfortable that our officers responding to the situation would be able to handle it. They know who they're going after. It's part of their job, and they're trained to do that. So they went there, and they took them into custody without incident.
How did the escapees react to them?
I was not there, as much as I would like to say that I was there for the apprehension. It's the patrol officers that went down there. As far as I know, they were taken into custody without incident. They identified them and subsequently transported them to our 2nd district to be held until they could be transferred to the county jail.
Can you kind of speak, you mentioned it a little bit earlier, but speak to how important it is to have the bravery and courage, that was kind of exemplary in Miss Carley's case to bring forward, like is already mentioned, two violent criminals and being able to kind of put herself and a lot of people others' lives in danger to make sure that they are apprehended and caught.
Right. So Miss Carley's place, Miss Carley making the phone call, it does take a lot of courage, to recognize that somebody there could be dangerous and to step away and make a phone call and say, I think they're here. That's what we want every citizen to do. I'm not saying every citizen would do that, but we applaud her and her staff for doing what absolutely needed to be done to make sure these people go back to prison where they belong.
Chief O'Shea, did you have any idea that these inmates were in Rockford, or was anything communicated to you that they could be in Rockford?
So since the escape yesterday early morning, they established a command post up in Wisconsin, Columbia County Sheriff's Department, along with the other agencies that I initially stated. All of those agencies have been working literally since 5 o'clock yesterday morning together, transmitting information and potential locations that the suspects may have gone. One of the locations they may have been was here in Rockford, but us, along with the county sheriffs here and the state police and all those federal agencies and everybody else, have been working together, trying to locate them and apprehend them. So as far as where they went to and who they were with, that'll all come out, but that has to come from the Wisconsin authorities after they conclude their investigation.
Chief, which individual was...
Hang on one second. Yes?
I had a question about, locating them in this area. We had heard a rumor that police had gotten a cell phone ping off of one of the inmates' cell phones. Is that true? Is that what brought the investigation, honing in on this area?
I can't comment on the investigation and the particulars of it. That would have to come from Columbia County or the agencies that are spearheading the investigation. For us, we're just on the back end assisting apprehending and then getting them back there. But for all the details of the investigation and what happened during the investigation, you'd have to speak to Columbia County or the other agencies involved. Sorry.
Chief, which of the escapees is evidently representing that he is not the person you're looking for?
I'm not positive which one it is. One of them was pretty insistent it's not him, but it's definitively him. And
through like fingerprints, or how have you established that?
tattoos. Yeah. And it's a picture. And by gosh, we can all look at a picture and say that, you sure that's not you? Because it sure looks like you. So.
Do you know how long they'll be in Illinois before transferred back to Wisconsin?
That's between Wisconsin, either DCI, Columbia County, and then the Winnebago County Sheriff at this point, because that's where they'll be housed until they're taken back.
Chief, do you know when they arrived in Rockford? Obviously, they went to that location about 8:30 this morning. Do you know how long they've been in the city?
I do not know how long they've been in the city or when they arrived. Again, I would imagine those questions would have to be directed to Columbia County Sheriff, who was kind of spearheading or had the operations center with all the other agencies. Yes?
There was a third arrest made in this case. I think that the news broke, just a few minutes ago. But there was somebody on the inside. Have you been in contact with Columbia County or that individual who was arrested about any other details related to this arrest down here?
We have not. Rockford Police, I don't have any information on a third person being charged. If it involves something up there, again, all that information would have to come from Columbia County or the corrections institution. They would have that information as part of their total package, if you will.
Chief, can you give us a sense of the environment your officers confronted when they went in there? Were there a number of people there getting food and coffee and services? Were these escapees the only two in this portion of the building? Can you describe that for us?
So I couldn't tell you what happened exactly this morning, but Miss Carley's does provide a lot of meals for homeless individuals or people down on the luck. So I imagine at 8:30 in the morning there would have been a fair amount of people there. They do that on a daily basis. But as where they were in the building and who they were around, I couldn't speak to that.
Chief O'Shea, you talk a lot about how you believe Rockford Police is one of the best in the state, but I guess asking how you feel that this is going to be, obviously, by the number of cameras that you're taking nationally, how does it feel that your police are the people who are able to execute and bring these people to justice?
As I always say, I'm extremely proud of Rockford police officers. They are, by far, one of the best in the state of Illinois. But the true credit, obviously, today goes to citizens stepping up, making phone calls, being inquisitive, and then calling the police. And then our officers do their job on the backside, as I know they will do, and they do every day. So I'm very proud of the officers, but I'm proud of Rockford. I'm proud of the people who live in Rockford making phone calls and calling us and trying to do the right thing.
Chief, just to follow up on Ms. Carley, on her Facebook post, she says that she served them coffee. She was trying to stall, giving your officers time. What do you think of her composure and how she approached it?
Obviously, Ms. Carley, she runs a good business, and she takes care of a lot of people who are, again, down on their luck or homeless. And she's a person who cares a lot about the community and the people that she helps. And for her to have the foresight to do as you're saying, she put on her Facebook that she served them coffee and keeping them there, that takes a lot of courage and a lot of ingenuity. And again, we applaud her and her staff for helping everybody out. Any other questions? All right. Thanks, everybody, for coming.